We always freeze because we're streaming. I don't want anyone to see that I'm streaming.
See what?
Don't look at me, I'm streaming.
Don't look behind the curtain.
Pay no attention to the Brooke behind the curtain. Brooke almost didn't make it tonight, buddy. Were you saving a baby from a burning building? Was there a bus full of nuns about to fall over a cliff and you had a heroic? It was a train heist and you stopped it.
Those, yes.
You couldn't find your car keys again, could you?
It was totally that,
and you couldn't find your car keys again.
Nothing to do with a brain lockup. As I tried to figure out the difference between science fantasy and science fiction, and have I made the right choices? I don't know.
I didn't, but I'm having fun.
I know he won't out loud because he's this quality of a guy, but internally, Michael Cross is probably going to judge me a little bit. He's going to be like, no, that's not.
Oh, Brooke, no, you don't understand. I'm always judging.
Yeah, he's already sent me 3 messages today saying Brooke is going to screw this up. I know it.
That has been the story of my week. So woo!
I would never judge you publicly and out loud.
I would. And why wouldn't you do it publicly and out loud, Michael? Plausible deniability.
Plausible deniability.
That's awesome.
I need to see the chat. I can't function without the chat.
Germs is there.
That's okay. And I've got a couple people that already sent me some messages, like the memes that say, well, we're waiting.
Oh,
so, yeah, that was me. No surprise.
It was 7:30 seconds.
These are people that have things to do. People see.
We are here to entertain them as they do their homework and stuff.
That's exactly
Who's excited that it's Thursday night? For more than one reason.
It's Thursday night.
Hit it, Michael.
Critters, come join us and the fight.
Everybody keeps singing that song.
There'll be magic and mystery. Who knows what will happen? He might. Why don't sing? I got chat. Germs. The stream is choppy for me tonight.
Having to deal with internet stuff.
I seen your cables. How's everybody else looking out there? Is it chopping broccoli for everybody else?
Chopping broccoli.
Oh my God! Someone got that.
Chop.
She went to the store. She bought the broccoli.
Because I'm usually the one that's a little bit spastic, and tonight
she took the broccoli home, and now she's chopping broccoli.
I took a nap this afternoon, so I'm.
That's the problem.
Oh, that's what
I got a sugar rush.
I got that episode, editing episode 90, and went, I'm taking a nap.
Germ said it must be ice in his cable lines. Like, they actually used to say that back in, like, the 90s at the school I taught at. When it rains, the internet would go out.
Yeah, because the internet's tubes.
With a series of tubes.
And then the dump trucks and data would get wet, and then it just stick as you tried to, You're exactly right.
The Germs just finished watching Witcher Season 2. I actually enjoyed it. I actually thought The Witcher Season 2 was slightly better than Witcher Season 1. And here's why. Because I have to give my opinion. Witcher Season 1 seemed all discombobulated. Because they were trying to tell so many different stories, and it took me like 3 or 4 episodes in until I realized, we're not on the same timeline here. It's jumping back and forth. But once all the timelines converged into one final story, now we could just tell the story.
Gotcha.
And so Season 2 is just telling the story. And it's really neat to be kind of following along a path. And of course, watching Henry Cavill just be totally awesome and not Superman.
Man crush.
Hey.
Yeah, Season 1 was kind of wibbly wobbly because it was all the short stories.
Yeah.
And then the way they did the whole forwards and backward spoilers, nobody's not seen Season 1, but the tale is told from many perspectives. One of those perspectives is
in fact, actually,
time.
If I'd known that going into Season 1, it would have been better.
I kind of liked it when it hit me. It was like, right, they're doing this that way. Yeah.
Like, this is in the past. Oh, now I understand.
When will now be now?
That'll be now. Well, what is now?
Just missed it.
You just
Executed better in season 1 of Witcher or Book of Boba Fett, the back and forth.
Witcher.
Well, Book of Boba Fett wasn't back and forth.
Book of Boba Fett was
Oh.
it was blatantly obvious and it'll let you know it was doing it. In Witcher,
It was-
you just see this adventure happening and you see this adventure happening and you know you're thinking they might meet. If you play the video game, you know they are. If you read the books, you know for sure. But then you're just like, wait, when is this going to happen? And things are kind of happening differently and she's too young and then all of a sudden you're like, boom, oh, they're telling his story up to the moment where she goes looking for him, and then they tell, but they're mixing them together, but they don't tell you that. And it's really cool.
Right.
It's really
So with Book of Boba Fett, it was just flashbacks. Hey, Ginger Halfling. Always great to have you here.
hello, Kiri.
And so yes, no, Boba Fett. Boy, I don't know about Boba Fett.
It's okay.
It was better when they switched to Mandalorian season 2.5.
Yes, that's what everyone. You're like the 10th person to say Mando 2.5 was amazing. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not. Did you guys watch Clone Wars and Rebels?
I did.
So
My catalog is not complete, but I'm okay with spoilers. Go ahead.
okay, so one of them ends with Ahsoka and Sabine going off to look for Thrawn and okay. We haven't heard anything about the casting of Sabine. So it's kind of like, is she going to be in it? Is that going to happen? Is there a thing? The girl from Scott Pilgrim has top billing in the show with no announced character name. Think about her. Think about her colorful hairstyles always changing, her wit, her sass, her attitude. If they could put a blaster in her hand and show her how to kick, I'm sure she knows how to kick. She was in Scott Pilgrim versus the World kicking. But you know what I mean? I could see her in a little Mando outfit, spray painted hot pink and lime green. That's what she wore, and being Sabine Wren for sure.
There was a mention to her in the book Aftermath.
Yes.
It was just kind of it wasn't a mention of her so much as the colorful stormtrooper helmets and
her collection.
Well, I thought Aftermath that series trilogy was really good books because it was obviously written by a Star Wars fan. But yeah,
Germs, I agree with you so much. More Boba Fett, less Vespas, less pastel Vespas. I mean,
didn't mind them riding around in the bikes. It's just, why did you have to make it day glow neon?
Right. So in the final episode,
it's because Dad got us some wheels.
No,
man.
they were a street gang. They were a hardcore street gang.
Street gang, and it's like,
I know.
And so, and if you steal like the nice collector edition car, you run it through a chop shop, and you don't make it recognizable. So in the final episode, the swoop bike that Fennec Shan jumped on, that's what all their bikes should look like.
100%.
Because they were a street gang, biker gang,
100%.
not color-coded Vespas that...
that was disappointing.
Not your grandma's rascal scooter.
Biker gang on the swoop bikes, but I just didn't understand why we had to go day glow 80s neon.
And this is not a spoiler either, but there was a really weird scene where the Pikes and the Vespas, the hipster gang, are shooting at each other for like 5 minutes, and no one hits anyone.
I know.
And then one of the hipsters rides by on his Vespa and turns and like drifts and pulls his pistol out and shoots somebody and hits him like square in the chest. And I'm like, really? You were across the street from each other in a classic gunfight and you couldn't hit anything, but you can like ride this, balance it, keep it hover, turn, and shoot in motion and hit the guy in the chest. It's just
they were in the first scene they were protected by plot armor.
Yeah, but
This for the fight you're going to be in, and obviously they did like trick shooting all the time.
Right, yes.
Anyway,
Only fancy moves hit. That's right, sir.
Shout out to first-time chat member EMHS Couple. Woo!
yay!
Good to see you. Woohoo!
I tell you. So what else has been going on? What else you guys been doing? Snow, ice. I did manage to do my show remotely this morning. I'm back in though tomorrow morning. So
awesome.
I got out for the first time today. It was interesting because I opened the garage door, and right when I hit the button to open it, I thought, "Oh God, it's going to stick," and it didn't.
yeah.
But it opened, and there was like a 2-inch thick layer of ice right where the garage, and it wasn't a drift because it maintained that 2 inches all the way to the driveway. And I was like, "Oh, neat! I'm going to go over and kick it." So I got my Doc Martens on, walk over and I kick it. Didn't budge, didn't move, didn't put a dent in it. Yeah, right?
Oh my.
So I'm like, the car driving over it, like barely did anything to it. Walking on it did nothing. Luckily, I just went like 2 blocks away to 7-Eleven, but wow.
You know you can brew coffee at home. You don't have to go get it.
It's true.
I had coffee at home, but I also have like a Monster/Rockstar addiction. And I don't know why, but when it gets cold,
was that a phantom finger there for a minute?
No. When it gets cold, I really like Hard Times beef jerky and peanut M&Ms. I don't know what that combination is, or French dips.
You know what drink would go really well with that?
Beer.
A cider.
A cider.
I was just trying to trigger Kiri, so that's all.
Where would you get?
Oh yes. Yes. Become a patron. You can hear our adult version.
Hear the adult version of that. So
Yes. You'll know what we're talking about.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Brooke, I think you had a topic that popped up somewhere in conversation over the week that you said, "Oh, we should talk about that." Do you remember what it was?
I didn't take notes other than maybe, is it movies?
Was it?
I don't think it was.
It was something else.
You said, "Oh, that'd be a cool topic."
Oh, yes, indeed, I did. And the hat is keeping my brain in right now. So
yeah, you look like American Choppers.
We did a lot of good topics on S&M Talk D&D. Talk D&D Tuesday. We had a lot of good topics. Go back and everybody watch that.
Yeah,
that's some good ones.
That's some good stuff. I dig it.
Possible spinoff for Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
Doctor Who and D&D.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's exciting times.
Yes. Is it indeed going to be Doctors and Daleks? Is that indeed the name of it?
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Cubicle 7 is already, I believe, already announced the name. And so I think it's a great idea. I love that idea. But,
most excellent.
Do you want to jump into our top 3?
I think we should do our top 3.
I think we should do it.
All right. We're going to do a roll-off?
Oh, yeah. It's time for the roll-off. Woo!
Rollies.
I got my new dice here. That I just bought at Edmund Dunn Club.
Yes.
Very, very pretty.
Oh, very good.
No, I don't want to do that. I want to do.
I've got one of my Michael Cross Christmases from a couple years ago.
There we go.
2-1.
Woohoo!
Right on. Those have been great dice.
They have been. I used them this last recording session that we had and didn't die. It was really good.
You did really good the last recording session,
Spoilers.
Brooke.
Sorry, spoilers. So
Spoilers. Brooke didn't die.
Brooke didn't die.
Oh, is it too soon to talk about? It is too soon to talk about it.
What's that?
The Emperor's new clothes?
Yeah.
Or Zonimus's new...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Can't talk.
Right.
No.
I will say one thing very quickly. We're watching Age of... Oh, I can't remember the name of it now. On HBO, Gilded Age. Watching the Gilded Age.
Oh, yeah. I've heard good things.
Nathan Lane has just appeared.
Oh.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, as Mr. McAllister.
Oh.
Who comes in with he's kind of a little bit of a southern gentleman that's talking like this. And of course, Nathan Lane is a little bit of a shorter man. And I was like, oh my God, it's Mockrin. So you guys gotta watch it.
Does he have this kind of a human-sized beard, you know?
Yes. Nathan Lane has plays Mocker.
I will never look at him and not think, when I was a young warthog.
When I was a young warthog.
Yes.
Very nice. All right.
Okay, so what are the rules?
Rollies.
The rules are
If you get the highest number, you can pick where you want to fall in the top 3. It's fun to be the last number 1 to finish it.
No Star Wars, no Star Trek. Because
Right.
No Star Wars, no Star Trek, honorable mentions, and they don't count, and etc. I think I've broken some of the rules, but we're going to see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roughly, if it's science fiction, it's based on science. Science fantasy based on story.
Metal dice are bouncing all over. What did I get?
Woohoo!
12.
I'm super happy.
12. 13.
16!
There you
Yay!
go.
All right. I will go first.
Yes.
And I shall go last.
Okay. Space fantasy.
Space fantasy.
I'm probably getting this wrong.
It's time for space fantasy.
My number 3.
Yes.
Space fantasy.
Yes.
Galaxy Quest.
Nice
Yeah.
choice.
Does that count? Does that count as space fantasy?
Yep.
Galaxy
Making it,
Quest
making
is
it.
the ultimate for Star Trek nerds to just sit back and think, am I going to be alive when Stardate something rolls around and we actually, like, Zephyr Cochrane launches the Phoenix and we do this, and am I going to see that world? What if it just happened tomorrow? What if aliens just landed tomorrow and all of a sudden we're in space the next day? And Galaxy Quest, as corny as it was and how much of a parody it was that realization for the crew and for that huge fan at the convention, you know.
Yeah. Hal says he'll allow it.
All right, thanks, Al. Yeah, that's I'd put
Without a doubt, Galaxy Quest is definitely a space fantasy.
and they were thrown into it, and I feel like the really good, like, RPG adventures, you're thrown into more than you sign up for it. Or you sign up for this much, but next thing you know, you're saving the world, kind of thing. So that's my number 3,
Yeah.
Yes.
Galaxy Quest, and Sigourney Weaver.
Woo!
And so, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Even if she was repeating everything the computer said.
she has one job and she's going to do it.
That's right.
My number 3 is from 1980. Flash Gordon.
Oh.
That is one
Nice.
of the films that I thought, boy, when I get older, I'm probably not gonna like this as much as I think I do. Now, I watched it. I watched it again just a few years ago with my son, and it's fabulous. It is so good. Of course, Max von Sydow
Oh yeah,
is an absolute genius.
Oh, yeah.
Making him Ming the Merciless was just absolutely incredible. And of course, Sam Jones as Flash, just the entire cast was so much fun. And they kind of knew they were doing it a little bit campy, but they allowed for it. And of course, it just, Brian Blessed as the Hawkman. I mean, they knew they were trying to be a little bit campy, but they also knew they could. And again, second week in a row, soundtracked by Queen.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was going to mention that too. That's a great soundtrack.
Yeah, it's incredible. And so you got Highlander and Flash Gordon. So there you go.
Yeah. There you go, Matty Blogger, singing it in chat. Yep.
That is the one thing, that last tidbit about Queen was the one thing that I thought I was going to get to mention about my number 3, which is also Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
So everything that Michael said is exactly right. Would I enjoy it today? I haven't seen it in about 20 years,
Dude,
but
it is still very, very good. It's
oh yeah,
actually-
awesome.
I mean, the special effects don't really hold up, obviously, because you can't compare with CG. But they knew what they were doing. They knew they were making something that was fairly campy, and so they went full out with it. So yeah.
Woo! I love it. Johnny, how about your number 2?
My honorable mention for number 2 is Krull.
Cool.
It germs. So my number 2 is it's really confusing. I'm picking it as a space fantasy, even though most people will call it sci-fi. Most people will call it just an action film, and it's kind of categorized as a horror. But it is, again, Sigourney Weaver, Aliens.
Aliens.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
Yeah, I struggled with that one,
Yeah.
too. I struggled
Now,
with
I would have picked...
I did not know where to put that one.
Yeah, I would have picked Alien, and I would have picked, like, the other Alien movies, but Aliens was an adventure. It was they knew what they were doing. They were hired, they were brought in.
Action-adventure, right.
You had and so Aliens, can't deny
Alien
it.
was space horror.
It was space horror, but but you can also theme adventures. Yeah,
No, I mean Alien.
yeah.
The original.
Oh, right,
Space
yeah.
horror.
Yeah.
Aliens was space action adventure fantasy. Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
My number 2, also honorable mention, Kroll.
Go Kroll.
Absolutely right. It is. That's it. I loved Kroll, and I just didn't feel like it fit in my top 3. And you'll see why when you get to my top 3, when you hear my top 3.
I think next episode needs to be the top 3 reasons we like Kroll.
No, I think so. I'll go with that. But yes, my number 2 has already been stolen. Galaxy Quest.
Ah, great minds.
That's why it is fantasy. Even though it takes place in our modern age, it's all about the space trip, and it's all about that cast that is just what an ensemble cast. Alan Rickman and I was going to say Tim Taylor. That's not right. Yeah, I mean it's really really good. So okay, that's my number 2.
Woohoo! Well, unlike these other 2 guys who lacked the fortitude to really make a choice, I totally went Kroll as my number 2 choice. Forget this honorable mention stuff. I mean, come on, you got young Liam Neeson in there. You got Hagrid, Johnny Coltrane.
Yeah.
No, that's not right. Anyway, you got young Hagrid in there.
Liam Neeson is fantastic, and he should have had a much larger role in that.
Oh yeah, you can. I recently, I wanted to make sure, and so I kind of sped watched it a couple of days ago, and it holds up. It's still campy, and there's parts that are confusing, but in the classic type of venue, it's still fantastic. And Liam Neeson doesn't chew up scenery. But you could tell he's just a much better actor than some of the other guys.
I know, it's like, wait, how why is he the number 2 guy that ends up, how did that happen? This was after Excalibur. He'd already kind of started to make a name for himself.
Yep.
or maybe he just did it for a friend. I don't know. Maybe there's somebody in the cast or crew that he was like, sure. I'll do it for you.
Well, nowadays it's like, Paramount would be like, I'll put you in this film, but then you're going to owe us 2.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
That would be so true. That would be so true. Man, there are some good things in the chat too. Some folks are mentioning Stargate, and I saw another one there a moment ago. Demolition Man. But
Demolition Man wasn't in space. There's a lot of movies I thought about that were not in space.
It's futuristic.
Yeah.
And I know that's where you get into things like this dystopian wonderful Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't put Blade Runner in there because it's not really I wouldn't consider it a space fantasy.
Yep. See, that was hard to categorize these.
Straight up fantasy is a lot easier to do.
Oh yeah, or straight up sci-fi. Then when you cross the streams.
But then you cross into sci-fi because there's also 2001. There's Logan's Run. There's Planet of the Apes. There's a lot of other things that you.
Planet of the Apes is on Earth.
But those are sci-fi because the idea is they're trying to tell our story in a different. That's why I've always kind of considered that what the difference is between sci-fi and science fantasy. So or space fantasy. Okay,
for sure.
Johnny.
All right, Johnny.
So before I do my number 1, I want to go back and comment on Kroll. So when Kroll originally came out, I was alive. And
Me too.
I was
Yes.
very, very ill, though. And my stepdaddy came home and brought me, like, it was like a cool T-shirt and this, like, flashlight thing that did colors and a sticker pack. I don't even remember when you guys were kids. Stickers weren't flat. They were puffy.
Yeah, you could get the fancy ones.
He got me a Krull sticker pack. And I'm like,
Oh.
what's this star knife looking thing? I don't know what this is. Who's this guy with the deal? And I had no idea what Krull was. But I thought they were the coolest looking stickers. So he went out of his way to show me what Krull was, and that was my introduction. It's a memory that's like stuck with me. It's really weird. One day I'll tell on the air too. I have a very interesting Star Trek. What got me into Star Trek story too. But anyway, my number one, my honorable mention for number one. I don't know if I want to say it because you guys may have picked it as your number one.
Go ahead.
Don't say if you did, but Zathura.
Oh,
The
yeah, I
Jumanji
forgot
in
about
space.
Zathura.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah.
honorable mention.
Was on
Yeah.
my list.
I totally forgot about Zathura. Yeah, that's
But
good.
my number one is another Sigourney. No, it's not. My number one, it kind of broke some rules because it kind of dealt with our time, it kind of dealt with Earth, it kind of dealt with space. I'm going more for the space angle of it and such. But
Payne
it's a
twisted the
movie.
rules?
It's a movie that's all about headbangers in leather. It's a movie about your one-way ticket to midnight. The movie I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is the animated Heavy Metal.
Heavy Metal.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Just for
Without a doubt.
awesomeness, you can have it.
Yeah, Heavy Metal is incredible. It is an amazing movie.
Especially the scene with like Dar on the other plane, the kid that gets struck by lightning and wakes up a giant with that was like a great fantasy. And
Oh yeah.
oh man, I saw that when I was a kid too, and that one messed me up, man. The airplanes of World War I and stuff. Oh my god, yeah.
Talk about sexual awakening.
Oh, the Lochnar was my sexual awakening.
We're right back there with Michael Cross watching Wizards as the cartoon.
Right. But there's so many elements of it, like the whole thing with Stern and the trial, the whole thing with the taxi cab driver getting ripped off by the mob. Stern, hanging's too good for him. He should be chopped into little bitty pieces and buried alive. This is how my next character is going to sound. But then the part with I can't remember her name that rides the ostrich thing. God, I wish I could remember her name because that's the little girl that's in the whole overarching story of But then the element of Dar saving the virgin sacrifice in that temple, and that whole spiel is just a D&D moment. That's just a full-on D&D encounter.
Completely.
Yeah. So that's my number one. Hit it.
No, some people in the chat have mentioned that how many of these are they're really great D&D scenarios.
Yeah.
And so
And of course, with Heavy Metal, also the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, that's
Journey, Devo,
Van Halen.
Incredible stuff. Yeah. So a couple of honorable mentions, only because they were also mentioned in the chat, and they're incredible, and I didn't even think about them, so I'm really sorry. But Stargate, you're absolutely right, Blogger, without a doubt. Stargate, definitely.
Awesome.
Wally, I had thought about. Definitely space fantasy, loved it, and so just really, really good. My other honorable mention, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I think that it's newer, but it is, and it's comic book, but it's completely space fantasy.
Oh, it is.
You bet.
Yeah.
And so,
especially the one where they go to his planet, his dad.
Uh-huh.
I said it right.
Yeah.
I see that one as a complete adventure. Yeah.
Yeah. And the first one totally was too. The first one was so D&D. It's like you get the ragtag people together to form a party to take down the bad guy.
So in the first one, was Star-Lord a bard? And yes, he was. Was he a bard in the second? Was he a bard in the second one? Well, I mean, he won the day with a dance off. I mean,
dance off. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he's just a high level bard. When you first said, I was like, no, I think he could probably multi-class to like sorcerer.
No, he was a high level bard with daddy issues.
You're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
He's still a bard, and actually, he's the face of the party. He's the charismatic, So, but my number one, my actual number one.
Woo! Come on.
From the '90s, Bruce Willis, Fifth Element.
I almost went there. It was hard. I almost went there.
so good.
Mm.
It is.
Yep.
It is so choice. I highly recommend
Yep.
it. It is just, and I'll watch it today. I'm like, this is still just phenomenal. And
Yep.
and
It's
I
timeless.
really, really enjoyed it. What's that?
It's timeless.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, and so well done that it could, you don't feel like you're watching a movie from a space fantasy movie from the 90s.
Right. Yeah.
It's just incredible. So
I am a meat popsicle.
Meat puffs.
I was just quoting that movie the other day. Come in, Dallas!
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay, Brooke.
All right, so honorable mentions of the honorable mentions. I had Tron.
Yes. But Tron is in the space fantasy.
Exactly, right? These are all ones that probably don't quite fit the bill, although I wanted to.
Tron is cyberspace fantasy.
Cyberspace fantasy. Woohoo!
And Logan's Run is actually science fiction.
And yes, Logan's Run doesn't
Come on,
quite
Brooke.
fit the bill. Maybe Reign of Fire, but we're not in space. Like, these are all ones that I wanted. And I really almost thought about breaking the rules with Titan AE.
I thought about Titan AE.
Yeah.
I had to put it in science fiction, but that is just a fantastic cartoon. Titan AE is just, it's awesome. It's really, really good. Yes, yeah, anime, right? But the one I went with, which I feel like I've either won the internet or I've broken the rules and will be banned. My number one space fantasy is Dune, ladies and gentlemen. Dune.
Okay.
So, woo!
Overall Dune, or the new Dune, or the old Dune, or every
I guess 'cause
Dune?
we're talking about movies.
Or Children of Dune?
See, I kind of cheated because I'm able to slip in the new movie,
I think the new movie could be. Oh, How's Banjo? I don't, I've always, because Dune the book would, I think, be considered science fiction. The movie, and this is not to downgrade the movie because the movie is phenomenal, even though I haven't watched the second half, so I really can't judge it. The first half is fabulous. I would say, it's space fantasy without a doubt.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit closer to the book than the 1984 Colin McLaughlin.
Much.
Oh yeah,
although
for sure.
It still has all the place in my heart because I saw it in the movie theater with all my friends, and I loved it. So
awesome.
But you're right. I think the movie's a lot better, closer to the book, and that's why I'm excited about seeing the second half. But yeah, I think I would agree. Sorry, I'm space fantasy.
No, we're getting some good stuff in the chat. Enemy Mine. Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr.
That I consider science fiction.
But it's
science fiction.
It is
so good.
We'll have that conversation on another episode of the differences.
It deals with stereotypes and enemies and war and.
Yep.
So real fast, while we have the chat's attention,
Matrix, other things like that. Also,
no love for Barbarella.
What would?
I will always have love for Barbarella.
Hey, no.
Not my job first.
Barbarella comes in second.
That's a different type of movie.
Barbarella comes in second to Xanadu.
Xanadu. Bow, 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 bow,
All right, chat. We need your feedback. And those of your patrons can mention it in the Discord if you want to, or what have you. We're considering.
War of the Worlds is interesting because that's which one would you choose? And because Jeremy says War of the Worlds, and I actually think that might actually be considered science fiction as well.
I think so, right? War of the Worlds. That's why I didn't have it on my list.
Yeah, those classes like Day the Earth Stood Still.
Very good. I know we're going off on a tangent.
We are.
I don't know if I've actually seen a decent War of the Worlds movie.
Dakota Fanning screaming in the backseat of a car for 45 minutes was not your favorite War of the Worlds movie?
Yeah, it never.
Tom Cruise
really did the book justice.
That was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
It wasn't War of the Worlds, but it was a good movie.
Honestly, you want a good telling of War of the Worlds? Just go listen to the original recording.
Oh my!
The original broadcast. The original broadcast.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, it's just. Yeah, that is amazing. But Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks.
Independence Day, certainly.
You guys are nuts.
I thought about Independence Day.
Yeah.
Welcome to Earth.
Well,
Now, I want to know if the chat knows this. There's an old show from the Sci-Fi Channel called Lex.
Yes, Lex is phenomenal.
Lex was amazing. If we need to do fantasy and then sci-fi and TV shows because there's some great ones out there. But Lex was amazing.
Lex was phenomenal, and unfortunately, I did not get to really follow it well. And I'm wondering if it's available.
I may or may not have access to it.
I might be interested in that
Maybe.
because I don't think I ever saw it all the way through and run. That and what was the other sci-fi that reminded me of Lex? The one where he went to the other side of the galaxy. Oh, come on, people!
Oh, are you talking about?
I know. See, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Farscape?
What?
Farscape?
Stargate.
Farscape.
Farscape. Yes.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Good telepathy, JP.
I knew that was-
Nicely done.
Yeah. Farscape. Another.
I haven't finished Farscape. I need to.
Great
So
show.
bad.
Not movie, show that I really enjoyed, and unfortunately, I never really because me with cable has been. I have a love-hate relationship with cable, mostly because I can't afford it most of the time. But so I would go in and out.
Oh, sir.
Oh, look at that!
Oh,
Can you hear it?
Oh, now we can.
The Assassin's theme song. All right, I got you hooked up, MC.
So, hey, Johnny, there's a question in the chat from a while ago.
Hi, Dunic.
And it is, do you still have the Kroll stickers?
I don't still have the Kroll stickers, but honestly, they got peeled off. I stuck them on the back of my door. Okay.
Yep.
And when my mother, who was against such things, not Kroll, but sticking things to doors, she peeled them off. And the one for and I'm sorry, forgive me, it's been forever. The weapon that he throws.
Yeah.
When she peeled that one off, the sticker back stuck, but the foamy padded part with a picture on it came off. And so it was kind of always there for the longest time. Now, 10 years ago, that house got sold away from the family and such and everything. But it was, I made sure it was nope, that's my Kroll sticker. Leave it there. And it was, yeah.
And here's a question for the Grognards in the chat. How many of you took the glaive and made it a magic weapon in D&D?
So in Pathfinder, we had a key to a gate. And the key, there were 3 gates. And one of the keys was a arrowhead that was cool, et cetera, et cetera. And then one was a star knife. And I was like, oh, I know the star knife well. I'll keep that one. And it was the thing where my paladin had to carry the star knife because of Kroll. But the picture was similar to,
Yeah,
Glaive. Yeah.
100% star knife, you bet. Now we just need to learn how to throw that thing.
Amazing weapon. Okay. We have really spent a lot of time on this.
Yeah, so I got a question for the chat. This may be a month, maybe a little over a month down the road, but we want your input on this. How would you guys feel, how would it be, etc., if we moved Plausible Deniability to YouTube?
Oh.
Still streamed live on Thursdays, still had the chat, etc., etc. The reasons are YouTube is, I think, a better platform for sitting around and talking about D&D. Twitch is more for video games. That's where the name Twitch comes from, because you're twitching a mouse. It's true. Or my Bell's palsy Twitch. And there's way more D&D content and related content on the YouTubes. And there's much more I can do with OBS on YouTube. So chew on that. Chew on it. It'll be an episode or 2 or 3 before we make the decision. But if everyone's against it, we won't move.
Jeremy says we can simulcast.
We can simulcast, but there's a stipulation in Twitch that if you simulcast, you may lose Twitch benefits. But I think that's at partner level, and we're not at partner level yet. So we may simulcast and then play around with it as we grow. But Yeah, so something to think about, something to chew on, et cetera, et cetera. It's 7:41. We got 20 minutes left. Let's talk.
I'm old and I have no idea what any of this stuff means. So
the dump truck that goes to the tube and comes to here will take a left instead and go to there.
Hey, what are you kids talking? What is this TikTok of which you speak?
I don't want any Tic Tacs, damn it.
TikTok. I don't need any. My breath is fine. you and your beep beeps and your TikToks and stuff.
Wow.
Stay off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
He's full grognard, ladies and gentlemen, and we didn't even happen talking about Hasbro. He just went off and was
right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mothers hate Kroll.
I was gonna say that chat seems to be pretty in favor of it, and then I realized that like 9 of the 10 comments are just from the mad blogger who's like yes, yes, yes over and over again. So.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people that come to Twitch and watch our show, and this is our show is the reason they have a Twitch account. Everyone has a YouTube account.
It is the reason I have one.
Right. And people who are just like chill, relaxed, and listen to a radio drama D&D story like ours aren't like Twitch people, you know, maybe so much. So I think that's why I hear that a lot.
I think YouTube would be great.
Yeah.
I say we go for it. So yeah, my vote.
All right. Well, let us know in the chat. Send it in the Discord. Email Johnny Payne at
okcpayne@gmail.com.
We actually shared.
I don't do ribbon cuttings or mall openings because then I just be booked.
I will
forever. I'll forward those emails to Michael.
To sell out. Come on, people. I've been wanting to sell out for 50 years.
I'm on Cameo now.
Oh.
I just want to
see, Michael. Cameo is a thing that you can.
Oh my God, Brooke. I knew you were going there.
Anyway, you were going to say something smart, and then I opened my mouth. Go ahead.
We've gotten used to it, Brooke.
So yeah, Mad Blogger is only on Twitch because of Plausible Deniability. We seem more tubular than twitchy.
I think yes. Yes, very well, Hal. Yeah.
It's such a good thing to be a tubular.
You're so tubular, man.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Blazing, I can confirm he's been talking about selling out.
I saw that.
I love
radio.
our chats.
I'm never going to get a chance to sell out. That's all you know.
Hey, like Five Finger Death Punch said, it's not selling out; it's buying in.
It's buying in.
I love our chat groups so much. You guys are just amazing.
They're going crazy.
All right, so JP, what you're saying is, not necessarily wait, but wait about subscription.
Yeah, if you're thinking about subbing or gifting subs or anything, let's wait until the end of the month when these run out. The end of the 30-day period from the time the last ones were bought. That way, no one's out. If you still like helping people out in chat or helping us out in chat or whatever, YouTube has features for super chat, joining and being a member to get special emojis and unlock things and special content, et cetera, et cetera. So there's cool benefits of chat in Twitch, and there's cool benefits in YouTube also, and they balance each other out with their pluses and minuses. So I think it'd be a great move. It's just I know some people are. I mean, it's weird. I think more people have a YouTube account than have a Twitch account. So this is effortless.
Google account.
This is effortless, but I'm just being respectful to the regulars, you know. Yeah.
Woohoo!
I just don't want to like pop up and do it.
Since 1999, when Google first started to really become big. So.
When we start doing it, we will multicast and then phase over to pure YouTube. So there you go.
Which one has the colored Vespas?
How do I delete him? Is it this button?
That's it. You're banned.
Is he still there?
Double banned. Triple banned.
Is it? Oh crap! That was me.
I've ejected myself.
Which, in retrospect, wasn't a bad deal for him. It was a lot of peace and quiet. He liked it, you know.
I had so much time to think.
Woo! Oh man, that's fantastic. You guys, I just can't believe it. Like, you guys are amazing in the chat, and Hal and Nightmare talking about, go Patreon, and
Is Nightmare here?
Hunzi, woo! Or no, it's Night 86 Mare. Who knows? Same person? Maybe not. But anyway.
We even had that lever.
Wrong lever, Kronk!
Always push the big red button.
I'm so right now being reminded of Monty Python and the Holy Grail and crossing the bridge and getting the answer wrong. And it's, I don't know why.
Red, no wait,
I don't know that.
I mean, yellow!
Which will actually, so speaking of, Drew, what I mentioned, if we YouTube, make sure everyone go out and check out Secrets of Monster Island on YouTube. We're having a lot of fun with that show, and a couple people in the chat are actually in the show. So come see it. It's really good. It's on YouTube. Red Dirt D&D. It's awesome.
It's good stuff.
Very cool. Very cool.
Very cool. Okay, we've got 3 minutes to kill before I go crazy.
Yeah.
Let's go crazy. Punch a higher floor.
We're not going crazy yet. We got 3 minutes to kill.
What if we get down?
So, I'm going to give you guys a choice of topics.
For 3 minutes? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
No way. Okay.
For 3 minutes, I'm going to talk about topics. And then you got to... I'm going to have like 87 topics.
We're all out of time, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have to do that one next week.
Hey, here's a topic for you. I got one. Let's reel it back in from a screen to a book. What is our next episode's top 3 going to be? Let's discuss it right now. I would like for it to be, I don't know how into it you two might be. Top third-party D&D content. Still 5e compatible, but just made by other companies.
Okay, just yes.
Is there big enough familiarity?
As long as we're not picking like an actual company, but actually their products, yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, like I really love this book by this company, and I love this book, but yeah. So top 3 third-party 5e content.
I will pull things. Be great.
I think I can.
Burke's just going to talk about Pathfinder all day.
That's exactly what I was going to do. Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
If we're going to do that, it doesn't have to actually any.
I can stay a company with me. So yeah, I can do that. I got 2 already. It's a little niche, but I like it.
Yes. Okay. That took 2 minutes. You have 1 minute left.
You took a nap today, MC. You can hang around 20 extra minutes. I don't know where in the conversation it happened in chat, but I look over at the chat and all I see is I'll be in my bunk. No, I see whipped cream, ... I'll be in my bunk.
I'll be in my bunk.
I don't know where the conversation went the direction, but hail.
Yeah. With some toppings. There we go. That's how.
Oh, you thought about Serenity.
When did the fire? Yeah, I was gonna say, when did the Firefly episodes come in? So
why did no one pick Serenity?
I thought about it, but
I thought about it. I thought about it.
Because for the movie, Serenity. But so Firefly versus I would pick Firefly for sure, not Serenity. Come at me.
Yeah,
I know it's
I still don't understand why Firefly only lasted 11 episodes.
Because Fox put them in the wrong order.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Just like Almost Human with Carl Urban, and his role, he was a cop, and he had a partner that was an android. And one day, out of nowhere, the Fox exec said, "I liked this episode. Make it the next one." And they were like, "That doesn't fit the storyline." And so they did, and then the show got canceled because people were like, "What just happened?" And then
the same thing happened on NBC with Constantine.
Oh, Constantine was so good.
It was so fantastic, but you got to episode 4 and it was like, this is not in the right order.
Yeah.
What are they doing? And of course, for me, I'm like, okay, I don't care. This is a great show, so I'll keep watching. But for regular people, they all went, I have no idea what's going on. They stopped watching it, and John Constantine got canceled, and it was ridiculous because it was so much better than the movie.
For regular people, he said.
The muggles out there.
Did you watch any of the CW Arrowverse stuff where Constantine showed up during crossovers?
Yes, and I wish I could have kept watching the CW stuff, but I just, after a while, I kind of took a pause for it.
They kind of went.
And by the time you take a little bit of a pause in a 24-episode season,
Yeah.
there's no catching up. I was watching Supergirl and Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow and all of those shows and loving. But then I took a little bit of a break and realized, now there's no way to catch up. So I haven't watched any of them. And I've wanted to. I want to Black Lightning and all the CW shows, which look really, really good. Just I think all shows should go to a 10-episode season.
I don't know. I miss the 90s where everything was 20-something episodes long. Like, I don't want to spoil anything because one day we'll do TV shows, but like Herc and Xena, I love the fact that a show that lasted 7 seasons has 140 episodes versus a show that lasted 7 seasons has 62 episodes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And yes, and it's one of the beefs that I have about I hear with the new doctors, the new Doctor Who's, is that they get burned out after 3 years. And it's like you're doing like 10 episodes.
Now bring David Tennant back.
Tom Baker did 8 seasons. Tom Baker did 8 seasons when a season was several arcs.
Yeah.
When he would do 30 to 40 episodes per season. He did 8 seasons. So, come on, people.
I swear, if you brought back David Tennant,
10 episodes.
David Tennant would do that show until he could no longer move.
I would.
And then he would play a Dalek. Have you ever listened to like his backstory? Like David Tennant grew up watching Who, loved Who.
Yeah.
Being Who was a dream of his. He became an actor because he was inspired by Who, and then he became the Doctor, and then he married
his own daughter.
His own daughter, basically. Yeah. He
married Peter Davison's daughter. Who actually was
in the episode, The Doctor's Daughter. Yeah. He would play. He would do it forever if you let him.
I can tell you, I'm watching him right now in Around the World in 80 Days on PBS.
Right.
And because it's on BBC America, and I'm not streaming BBC America. I don't have cable. I hate cable. I refuse. All my stuff is done streaming, and I have 8, and it's going to be eventually on HBO Go. HBO Max. But I got to wait for it. So, I'd be watching. I love Doctor Who. I could watch Doctor Who all the time. So, the fact that we've got Russell T Davies coming back, thrilled.
Yes.
So excited.
Yep.
There we go. We've gotten us to.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last time you're going to see our faces for the night. But don't leave.
Congratulations.
Don't promise that kind of goodness.
If you search hard enough on the internet, you can find it. Our faces, I'm sure. But we're switching. We're gonna switch over to something a little different. I hope everyone can see this bandwidth and such. We're gonna switch over to a elven rogue.
Very nice.
Waking up in a cell, a prison cell, and he doesn't remember how he got there. He has nothing on him but rags, and the cell door is kind of propped open. Is this by mistake, or was this on purpose? Michael?
Is that it's my door that's open.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna figure that that last night's party was really good, and I just ended up in here by mistake. So, yes, I'm going to walk over and open the door.
You get right up to the door, and your arm can reach it, and you can push it, and it swings open, but you can't move any further as you look down and realize that your ankle is shackled, and a chain is connecting to the wall to your left and going through a small hole. On the other side of that hole is a small gentleman who feels a pull at his ankle. Nylan, you're in a jail cell. You're in a
What?
jail cell, and you're chained.
jail cell?
You're chained to the wall, but it seems like the chain's being pulled. What's going on?
I seem to be attached to someone over there. Is someone over there?
Yes, it's me. And I seem to be attached to someone too.
Could you release me?
Well, I would love to do that, except for, I don't have, I pat my pockets and stuff. I don't seem to have a key.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you what, do you have a piece of wire?
A piece of wire? I might.
You'll notice, actually, while you're looking for a piece of wire, Kellerin, give me a perception check.
Perception check coming up.
Honor system.
It's it's Nat 1.
Nat 1.
I said a piece of wire.
You pick up a piece of straw and hay from the ground and go, is this wire? And it's not.
No.
Nylan, while you're looking around for a piece of wire, give me a perception check.
We can do that. Oh, that is a modified 17.
You do see across the way, in another cell opposite you,
Yeah.
with the door propped open,
Right?
it looks like some equipment is in there next to part of a skeleton laying on the ground, chained to the wall. There might be something in that pile if your chain could reach it.
Ooh. Okay. Look, if you could go as close to the wall as you possibly can, maybe I can reach over and get my stuff over there.
Okay, I can do that.
All right. And
All
is there a way to unlock the chains that are on my ankle?
So there's not, but if he pushes against the wall, you would have enough room to cross the hallway and grab what's directly across from you.
Okay. Let me go ahead and do that.
Is the whole, chain size? Can I put my little gnomish foot through it?
It was made to keep you, to lock you down.
Ah, darn.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm looking for is any kind of thieves' tools.
So,
Oh, goodness.
you do find some tools.
Okay, good.
And you do find the appropriate things to possibly unlock your ankle.
Ah, good. Okay, so I start working on the ankle.
So give me a roll for that.
Thieves' tools. 27.
Fantastic. You unlock yours and his magically fall off too. Okay, not that bad. But Nylan, you feel some slack where there was once tension as he was reaching across the hallway to get it, and you realize that the other end of your chain is free.
Well, awesome.
Oh, so I'm gonna go over here and see hello.
To describe yourselves to each other.
Oh, what you see is an elf, high elf, fairly handsome, black hair, blue eyes, and I mean, just an all-around gorgeous guy, really. Just really attractive, all in black. Looks really good. So, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. You see a red-headed gnome, although he looks pretty scraggly. Like the hair goes everywhere, like most gnomes often do. But he also his beard, his gnomish beard is all scraggly as well. He has oversized vibrantly green eyes, and just his face is just expectantly looking at you as if he's got this exciting thing to tell you.
All right.
My name's Nyland, and I hope that you are doing really well. Thanks for getting that free. Do you think if I put my foot through these bars, you could possibly undo the manacles on my leg too?
Oh, that should be. Is his door open too?
All the cells that you can see around you are open, which is odd. Now, again, you don't remember how you got here, but it is odd because it's obviously a jail or prison, and all the grates in front of them are propped open.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go on in, and I'll try to pick the lock on his thing. There you go.
It's this ankle. It's right here. It's the one that's got.
But that one's only a 13.
Uh-oh. That's enough.
Okay. So Nyland, is that right? Nyland?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Oh, Nyland. Okay. Well, do you remember how you got here?
No, not at all. Although it could have been anything. Once time I was no, that was a different time, and then I was doing this. No, that was a different time too. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember quite, but that's okay. Memory problems aren't too uncommon for me. I guess we should probably look and see if we've got anything in these bags that might be able to help us out.
So you go to collect the bags, and they're not necessarily your equipment, but they're equipment that you feel like you could use.
Okay.
And it doesn't make sense because the bag isn't old and worn, but again, there's like half a skeleton laying here, like it's been here for 100 years. But it's almost like you might think that someone left this for you. So something's happened. The doors were all unlocked, and while they couldn't help you, they at least left this behind. Give me a perception check, both of you.
All right. Well, surely I can do better than last time. 20.
A 4. Nyland is just staring at the skeleton. There appears to be a dead guy right here. I don't really know why he's dead or how he's dead, but he seems to be dead for a long time. And there's a dead guy right here. Do we notice the dead guy? He's dead.
So as Nyland turns the bag upside down and dumps out the contents and then tries to put the bag on as a hat, Kelleran hears scratching. Like scratching against the walls. Close, far, and maybe a barking? No. That doesn't make sense. Why would there be a barking?
I don't know what's down here, so could be a barking. Nyland, do you hear that?
No, but this is not a bag of holding. So just wanted to clarify that. Yep. I pulled the bag back off my head.
Also,
barking.
As you moved over there, Kel, you start to see a little bit more.
Do I put the equipment on?
Yeah.
What's in the equipment?
So, basically on what was on your character sheet, but
you told me not to pick anything on.
Right. You had something on there. So, there's some raggedy armor that will give you a +1, and the weapon that you picked for your character is not here amongst these things, but a basic version of that weapon is.
Okay.
Yep.
So just a basic rapier.
Yep.
Do I have a bow?
There's not a bow. However, over in Nyland's bag, there are 2 throwing daggers.
Woo!
And a club.
Very nice.
And a jar that is filled with teeth, and a jar with a clear liquid.
Ooh.
But you can see a skeleton, a half. It's from the waist up. It's a skeleton, and from the waist down, it's fleshy. Over here in this cell, moving around in front of you, Kelleran. Nyland, if you walk out of your cell, you might see it too.
Okay. Walking.
Okay, so I have a leather armor and a rapier. At least I feel a little bit better, more protected. So, can I go inspect this skeleton?
Well, it's noticing you, and it's going to come inspect you because all these doors are open.
Oh,
And
it's
he's up and
locked.
animated.
Oh,
Nyland,
yes.
Skeletons are moving. Skeletons are moving.
Right. No, it's just slow decomposition. I think really is, what?
Oh, it's coming. It's
And
coming.
the door is just cracked open. The gate is just cracked open.
Shut the door! Shut the door! Shut the door!
Okay, can I shut the door and lock it?
You can push it too. You have nothing to lock it with.
Well, I've got my thieves' tools.
Give me a roll.
16.
That locks it.
There you go.
Yes!
We can't get through those bars now. We're fine.
It doesn't too aggressively come at you, but it goes to the bars, it reaches through, it realizes it can't reach you, and it just stands there staring at you.
That was a scary moment.
I was indeed. I know this is kind of a rude question, but do you have all your teeth?
Do I have all my teeth?
Yes, all your teeth.
Of course. Why?
Okay.
Are you missing teeth?
Well, I found teeth, a bunch of teeth, a whole bunch of teeth. There's a whole bunch of teeth in this jar.
Oh. That's disturbing.
Yeah, I thought so too. How about Mr. Clinky there? And look at the skeleton to see if all his teeth.
Some.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to really check out that jar?
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm not gonna put my hand in or anything, but I think I'll look and see. I'll use one of the daggers and kind of move them around. They're mostly humanoid teeth.
So it's a mix of humanoid, canine. What is this giant one? This one's a tusk. It's just various random teeth.
Oh.
Huh. That's interesting. Maybe we should explore a little bit more, or at least not explore. Let's find a way out of here, Nyland.
I think that's a good idea. I look around. I don't see a way out.
Nyland,
Yes.
you know what? I think this is going to be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
We're friends. I've been friends in a long time. That'll be great.
All right. Like a great buddy show.
And we could do it in 10-minute increments.
That's right.
All right. So
you and me together forever.
you you guys are standing there starting the bromance, and the scratching you heard earlier, the closest scratching that you thought was from the creature that's caged up in front of you now, you realize it wasn't as you hear that same familiar scratching again, and around the corner comes shambling
Uh-oh.
one of the undead.
Oh.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a little 10-minute campaign at the end of every one of these plausible deniabilities. See if these guys can get out of this place. See if they can get out of here alive. I'm sure they can be carried out effortlessly. But we've had a great night tonight hanging out with all of you in the chat. And, hey, in 2 weeks, we'll see you again. And maybe in 2 weeks after that, we'll see you over on the YouTubes.
Woo!
All right. We'll see you then. Have fun, everyone.